This episode is brought to you by FanRoll, your source for premium gaming dice. Get 10% off dice and dice accessories at fanrolldice.com with our code TRIALS10. They have a huge selection of metal, resin, and even a couple of other novelty dice. So go check that out and get 10% off your order with code TRIALS10. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 201 of Trials and Trebuchets. I'm your Dungeon Master, Luke, and joining me are my players for the finale of this arc, very likely.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I play the level 10 Gnome Wizard, Winslow Wallaby, a messenger of the gods, technically, along with his cunning little companion, Mr. Wiggles.
Hello, it's me, Carla, and I play the level 10 Tiefling Roguelock Integrity Eye Idol Berry. Divination towers falling down, falling down, falling down. Swim against the founder now. Death to the network.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Miramar Sean, the level 10 half-elf bard. I was a little worried about this fight, but I think it's gonna be, pretty cool given the fact that we have a lich on our side. Dellis is a fucking lich! She's a fucking lich! Google cure wounds! Google cure wounds and read the last sentence!
Keep your conspiracy theories out of the intro!
Hi, I'm Sam, and I play the level 10 human sorcerer, Saranep Cinderman. Still blindfolded. We're gonna deal. It's fine. We'll figure it out in a moment. Bye.
I'm sure you can ditch that thing now.
Yeah,
she knows exactly where
Yeah.
you are. And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students tied Bailey and Co. up in the cannon lab before trying to delve into his mind to find Our Lady of the Deep's weaknesses. Tapping into the network, Integrity learned the location of her orbs, that Doss was infected as well, and that her mind reading worked both ways as Henrietta tapped into the students' minds to find Bailey. The four of them quickly left the cannon lab as it flooded, leaving behind the tied up captives. As they ran to the archives, they ran into Delnis Wraithrin, who persuaded her way into accompanying the students. Once they were at the archives, they convinced the Modrums of the severity of the threat and in turn received a relic-like spear from them before rushing back to the divination tower to confront the emerging threat, Henrietta Hedrick, founder of Wildcliff School of the Arcane. This is the site we see before us. The divination tower, this conical stone tower, has been ripped apart at its topmost half, and a large brain with tentacles coming out of its brain stem and generally from its surface has pulled its way out of a secret lair within the tower. You see this creature, Henrietta Hedrick, Our Lady of the Deep. She is holding herself up by her thick tentacles and grasping at the stone, causing it to collapse onto the ground. She's holding herself up so that she is roughly 30-ish feet up from the ground level where all of you are. The ground has been ripped up and turned to a rough lawn as opposed to a perfectly manicured field like it once was. Four of you have been knocked to the ground, all except for Integrity Idleberry, the 16-year-old tiefling roguelock, who has just recently gained the power of the Fountain of Youth and has returned a couple years to her age. Other than Henrietta Hedrick, Our Lady of the Deep, you see no other threats before you. I need all of you to roll initiative for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna try out the big dice, see what happens.
Oh my god.
Do I have -3 in initiative as well?
You do have -3 to initiative, Integrity. You have -3 to every single roll you make, except for damage.
Grand total of 8.
8!
I rolled a 4.
Oh no! I also
Plus
got
4.
an 8. I used the big dice. It was my mistake.
I rolled a 3 plus 3, so that's a 6.
Oh my fucking god, we're gonna die so fast in this.
What do I think about a 3 -3?
Oh my
Oh
god!
my, 0? This is the worst initiative I've
rolled-
ever seen.
Oh, wait a minute. 3 plus 3, because I have +3 initiative,
Minus
so it's a
3.
3.
Okay. I rolled a 2, and I was like, damn, I really shit the bed here, but it's not that bad in comparison. Okay.
Bad rolls had to go out first. That's all.
Literally the worst initiative roll out of everybody.
Saraneth, what's your dexterity?
15.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
So, as Henrietta Hedrick, Our Lady of the Deep, emerges from the divination tower, she will first use a wonderful thing called a lair action.
God damn it.
And she will point a tentacle out towards, let's say, Winsler Wallaby.
Lovely.
I need you to make a charisma saving throw. This is magic.
Oh, okay. It is magic?
Yes, so I believe you get
I
advantage
do
on
have
this.
advantage on this, yeah.
She points a very thin, wispy tentacle out towards you, and you feel a rumbling through the ground as she sends a large blast of psychic energy towards you.
Charisma saving throw.
Yes.
It's a non-natural 20.
Wonderful. Winsler, you feel psychic energy course over your body, threatening to pull you to the ground. Well, you're already knocked off the ground, but threatening to hold you firm to the ground and anchor you in this place. Through your sheer force of personality, through your force of will, you are able to shrug off this effect, and you are not psionically anchored to the ground. That is the lair action. Up next is going to be Serenep the Cinderman. What would you like to do? You are knocked on the ground. You're roughly 50-ish feet away.
Okay, I'm going to get up,
Yes.
take the blindfold off. It's not useful anymore.
Wonderful. You see everything I've described before
Yeah,
you.
holy shit. Okay. My thought process is trying to just stop her moving so that way Winsler can
Of
hit her
course.
when he gets the chance. So I'm going to use my favorite spell in the entire world, which is Lightning Bolt.
Of course. You can stand up and stable yourself and throw a hand out and cast Lightning Bolt. I believe she has to make a dexterity saving throw. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wonderful.
How does
Let's
a giant
see
brain
how
do
well
with that?
A giant brain does with that. She's going to use a legendary resistance
Motherfucker.
to succeed this saving throw, as she rolled very poorly.
Okay, we're
She
burning them early.
succeeds-
That's good.
Yes, you're getting through them. So, Serenep, please roll your full damage and tell me how much Henrietta is going to take. As you put your hand up and lightning begins to spark across it, this blue energy, and then a bolt of it shoots out in a direct line, it almost impacts her brain directly, but then she puts up a single thin tentacle, like straight out, and it roils along the surface, causing the tentacle to bubble up and almost like melting through the heat of the lightning. And then she just drops it to the ground, discarding a useless tentacle and taking the half of the damage. So let me know.
My final total is 36.
Okay, so she will be taking half of that at 18. Wonderful. Next up, unless you wanted to use your 15 feet of movement, Serenep.
I would like to. I just want to double check one more thing.
Yeah.
It's 100 feet, so I want to move. Is there any kind of cover I can try and take, behind rubble or something?
That's interesting. Within 15 feet, no.
Dang it.
But there is let's say there's a breezeway that's 45 feet away, belonging to a building. That would mean you were moving backwards if you wanted to do that. Or you could try to move up and hide in the rubble, but that is underneath her. You don't know how well that would work. She doesn't have eyes, so she might be able to perceive you in other ways.
Ew, fun. Okay, I'm going to move 15 feet physically back, and then in this moment of pure fear of I'm going to die because this giant fucking thing appeared, I am going to use Misty Step.
Someone correct me if that's not a possibility. Casting a spell
I
as an
believe you can
action.
only cast a bonus action on the same turn as the spell if it's a cantrip, but correct me if I'm wrong.
That is correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that is
In
my
th-
understanding.
In that
yes.
case, I
So,
am moving.
Just running the 15 feet backwards.
Yeah.
You run 15 feet backwards, backpedaling most likely, as you try to run for cover of the breezeway nearby. Let's say it's part of the abjuration department, shall we? Up next in the initiative is Mira Marchand. You are knocked to the ground, prone. Would you like to stand up and get to work?
Yes, I will use half my movement to stand. Integrity's just right by me, right?
Yeah, you're all cloistered together.
Okay. I am going to turn to her and I'm going to say, okay, weird teenage integrity, this is probably putting you you at a big disadvantage, but I will help you a little bit. You got this. Good luck. And I'm going to do 2 things to Integrity Idleberry.
Yes.
The first is I'm going to use one of my 4th level spell slots, because all of my 3rd levels are to cast haste on Integrity.
Oh!
Which gives you a good host of things, which I'll tell you about in a second. And I am going to use my bonus action to also give Integrity Idleberry, because she needs it the most, a d10 of Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Which means that you can roll a d10 and add it to one of your d20 rolls in the coming future should you need it. And you get a bunch of shit with haste.
Yes.
You are going to have your AC increased by 2. I believe your movement is doubled.
Yep.
Advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you get an action on another action on each of your turns.
Yes. So, things to keep track
Haste
of.
is so good.
And
Mira-
how many
It's a great
turns
spell.
is haste?
It's for 1 minute,
So 10 turns.
Yeah.
And as long as Mira concentrates on it for the entire
Yeah,
time.
that is the thing. I realize this has also put a target on my back, but
Yes, it absolutely does. So, Mira, you stand up and steady yourself. You start strumming a couple of different melodies on your lyre and give Integrity this bardic inspiration. And Integrity, as she plays the song for you, it's almost like Mira and everyone else around you begins to slow down as you speed up due to the effects of haste. Okay, and Mira, did you want to move away or anything like that?
yeah, I think I'll move into this like little breezeway area as well. I can only move 15 feet, but
Okay.
I will.
So
move that
you
15
back
feet.
up with Saren up to 15 feet. You both are 30 feet away from the breezeway proper and any actual cover from Henrietta Hedrick, just for your information. So up next is going to be Winsler Wallaby.
All right.
You are prone, facing the dirt, spear kind of tossed off to the side as you fell down. What would you like to do?
All right. Question about the rubble.
Yes.
There's so much of it around, right?
Tons. Bricks are falling even now as we speak.
All right. Would you consider bricks to be tiny objects?
You're a bastard.
You would consider bricks to be
I would
tiny
consider
objects,
bricks tiny objects, sure.
All right. Well, with my
You piece of shit.
last 5th level spell slot that I have in my repertoire, I am going to cast Animate Objects on 10 bricks.
Well, you hate me, Ben. Sure. And those act right after you in initiative?
Yes.
Let me just write 10 fucking bricks.
Make sure to put fucking in there as well.
I
Oh,
will,
don't
I will
worry, Sam, I
mentally,
did.
I will mentally command these bricks
Of
to
course.
show no mercy to this giant brain.
These bricks stand up like protagonists of action novels who have just been knocked to the ground by their rivals. Each single one of them stands with a vendetta against this elder brain, and they all look without eyes at this foe of theirs. Is that it for your turn, Winsler?
Since I stood up and I have 15
Yes.
feet of movement left, I'm gonna move like
Yes.
diagonally back to my left. So like
Okay.
sort of move. Like
Okay.
I want to stay kind of close in the
away
battlefield,
from everyone,
but away
okay.
from
So,
everyone
but you're
else.
away from Mira and Saren.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mira, to just ask in case you wanted to do this as well, did you want to stand right next to Saren, or do you want to have some distance between the two of you?
I think I'll be like 10 feet away, so I can easily reach her
Okay.
if I need to, like to cast a
Perfect,
touch
perfect.
spell. But I'm not like
But
if there's
you're
a
all
beam
staggered
that
apart.
just shoots in a straight line.
It's not gonna hit both of us.
Damn, you guys have great strategies. Okay, Winsler, you run diagonally backwards 15 feet. The three of you are like 10 feet apart, each one of you. Up next is going to be 10 fucking bricks. What did they do?
Fucking bricks. They're all going to swing at Henrietta Hedrick.
How much movement do they have?
I believe they each have 30 feet of movement.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So a bunch of bricks start storming up the side of the divination tower. The side of it is almost collapsed in a somewhat of a ramp, although it would be difficult to climb.
They
but
also hover,
It is
by the way. They have flying
Oh,
speed.
perfect. None of them have feet. They only have arms, and they begin to hover at Henrietta Hedrick. Go ahead, Winsler, and make 10 fucking attack rolls, you little dog shit ass.
Whoa.
All right.
That language is not allowed in this household.
All right. So here's the first wave. So these are
Yeah.
these are 5. They have +8 to hit, by the way. So
Okay.
So there's 3 non-natural 20s, a 26, and an actual nat 20 for 28.
Holy
so
shit!
let's keep track of that.
God, I hate you.
Winsler fucking Wallaby.
Okay, let me change some notes here. Yes, someone comes and shoots Winsler with a gun.
I can't believe they brought an actual gun to Wildcliff.
All right. So the next round. So
Yes.
2 of them got 26. One of
Okay.
them got 27. The other one
Wonderful.
got 18.
Wonderful.
And one of them got 15.
Okay. Is that it?
That's all of them hitting, yes.
That's all 10 of them. Every single one of those hits, Winsler.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so one of them is also a d20, so that's going to be double the damage. So I might as well do that one first.
Funnily enough, a brain is very squishy,
I'm
malleable,
I'm
not very
fucking
armored.
not shocked, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be...
And this is all just bludgeoning damage?
Yes. It's all
How much?
All bludgeoning damage.
Each one rolling what? Like,
A d4 plus 4.
oh, okay, never mind.
You thought it was going to be
11,
something...
11 d4?
Yeah.
11
thought it was gonna be
d4 sounds
something
like a fake
crazy?
number.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, so what's 44 plus 29?
That's 73?
73 bludgeoning damage. Bonk.
Okay. You all see as I put another 100 health on Henrietta. No. You all see these bricks hover up to Henrietta and begin to beat the hell out of her.
I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
He's gonna kill
I
you.
love Winsler so
They-
much.
Every single one of them throws itself at her squishy, malleable surface, rebounding slightly, but dealing a hefty amount of damage each. They bloody this brain. She begins to bleed. Purple blood leaks over the surface of her body. And as a legendary action, she's going to reach out a tentacle at you, Winsler, who I
course.
believe is
Of
still
course.
part of the network.
Of
Just
course,
you're
yes.
kind of, and she's going to use her legendary action, Break Concentration.
Okay. What does that do?
Breaks concentration.
I target a creature within 120 feet, which has a psychic link. The Elder Brain breaks the creature's concentration on the spell. How much? That was the level 4 spell?
There's level 5.
Oh, it was level 5. Well, that's just wonderful news, my friend. Which means you'll be taking 5d4 damage.
Okay.
There's no save for this.
Got it.
I apologize, but also you asked for it.
Think you're so smart.
So she points a tentacle out at you, and you hear this reverberation in your skull that says, "Enough of that. Please just take 12 damage, and your concentration is broken as all of these bricks fall to the ground inert."
Fair enough. I deserve
Wonderful.
that, honestly.
Yeah, you do. Up next is going to be Integrity Idleberry. What would you like to do?
So
And you
to
are hasted.
Yeah.
And you are
So
hasted.
you got a
clarify-
d10.
Yes. To clarify, how far am I to Henrietta?
You are currently 50 feet away, and you would have to climb up the divination tower as well, which is fully possible, I believe, with haste. I
With
think it doubles
haste.
your movement speed.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Um,
if you would like to close that distance, it is fully possible for you.
Yes. So I will do my full movement to be able to get to Henrietta.
Wonderful. You do so. You see Integrity take off at a lightning pace, just running horribly fast. The speed of a 16-year-old is unmanageable. And she climbs up the rubble into this tower. Integrity, you stand alone at the base of Henrietta Hedrick. She towers over you, looming above you, each tentacle threatening to crush you as she adjusts and tries to catch her balance after this cloud of bricks has beaten her badly. They fall to the ground around you, as does more bricks falling from the tower. And what would you like to do?
And how close am I at her at this point?
If you would like to, you can be right at her foot. You are capable of stabbing at her tentacles.
Perfect.
However, her body is lifted probably 20 feet up off the ground by the tentacles
Okay.
themselves.
Let's start with a tentacle, start
Of
a little bit
course.
of damage. I'm going to
Yeah.
cast Booming Blade onto
okay.
my Jade Dagger, and
Of
I'm
course.
going to sort of stab onto one of the tentacles
Mhm.
onto the wall.
Ooh, okay.
And do a slicing.
Okay.
And then I would like to do that and disengage.
Okay. Feel free to make your attack roll. You can also attack twice in case you forgot.
Yes, but wouldn't be yeah, let's attack twice.
So you might be able to. You could Booming Blade, and then you can take an attack action, and then you can use your bonus action, Cunning action, and disengage if you would like.
Yeah.
Does that sound acquiesceable?
Sounds good. I will first
Okay.
roll if it hits.
Roll for your Booming Blade, please.
That is a
I'm gonna kill you, Winsler.
Jeez.
That is a 19 minus 3,
Okay.
a 16.
Absolutely hits. You stab right into the tentacle. This enveloping of wind around your blade makes full contact with the tentacle and envelops Henrietta in a windy aura of magic.
Yeah, so for the booming blade,
Mm-hmm.
that is 5 plus 6 plus 2 damage. That is 13.
Okay. Absolutely. She takes 13 damage from you. And would you like to make another attack?
Yes.
Just regularly. So you stab into her and cover her in this aura of wind, and then you pull the blade out quickly and then slash it against her or another tentacle. What did you roll to hit?
That is a 16 again.
Okay, that absolutely hits once more. Feel free to roll your 1d4 damage.
Oh, I rolled a d8.
That's illegal. Don't do that.
That is a 5.
Okay, so she takes another 5 damage. Integrity Idleberry, you seem to have done very little to damage
Yep.
her, but her tentacles are bleeding slightly and she's covered in an aura of wind. Would you like to disengage and run for your life now?
I'm going to disengage and stay within 5 feet.
In that case, would you rather take... In that case, disengage will have done nothing, unfortunately, because you won't
Okay.
be leaving her range.
What if I hide?
You could try to
Like
hide
under the
underneath the rubble.
rubbles?
You could try to hide underneath the rubble. Go
Under the
ahead and
rubbles.
make a stealth check
Underneath
as
all
you
the
just
dead bricks.
as you just dive for a pile of dusty bricks.
You jump
stealth
in
check.
like Scrooge McDuck into his money bin.
18 plus 11. That's 29
Okay.
minus 3. 26.
26. You dive into this pile of bricks and crawl in like a badger into its burrow, effectively hiding yourself away from the threats above. She is going to, right before her turn and right after yours, use 2 legendary actions. And with her blind sight
Ooh.
out to 120 feet, she does not need to see you to know where you are, Integrity Idleberry, let alone the fact that you're an intelligent creature within 5 miles of her. And you all see this large 30-foot diameter tentacle, or not 30-foot, 10-foot diameter tentacle that Integrity just stabbed twice, raise up in the air, and then just come crashing down right where she is hiding, lying on her tummy underneath some bricks. I'm going to roll to hit you now.
Uh-oh.
Excellent. Does a 17 hit?
Your AC does get increased by 2 because of the haste.
Yes, but
which I
that's
think it
still
should be.
16.
So it does hit. An
Not
unfortunate thing, you'll be taking 4d8.
Oh, hi, rules lawyer. What's up?
No, I'm going to use my cutting,
cutting
words.
words?
Yes.
Excellent. Come on.
I'm just going to shout out, "Don't touch her!" And
Okay.
she's going to have to roll a d10 and decrease that from the roll, which means it should not
Feel
hit.
free to roll that d10 for me,
It's a
Mira
high
Marchand.
Okay.
chance.
Let me just mark off my Bard's Inspiration sheet.
Nothing is impossible.
Come on.
10!
Whoa!
So a 7, I believe, misses handily, Integrity Idleberry.
A 7 misses.
Wonderful. This giant tentacle crashes down into the bricks, sending things flying back up into the air, a giant plume of dust obscuring your position further as she misses just barely through the intervention of Mira Marchand.
I am praying like, oh my gosh, thank you, Mira, you're the best.
Wonderful. In that case, it is now her turn properly.
Uh-oh.
She takes a hesitant step using her tentacles, crawling further outside of this tentacle, like a insect coming out of a chrysalis of a sort. And even further, you see a couple of tentacles, thin, stick out from the top of her brain, of her body, I guess, and between them a thin membrane begins to weave of just brain tissue of a sort. It seems that as though she is growing something even now before your eyes. Within seconds, you see take form a very crude set of wings attached to either side of this massive brain.
Oh.
Wings!
They flap once and twice and thrice. You feel, especially you, Integrity, a ton of air blowing around you. She is moving, which I believe activates your booming blade, Integrity Idleberry. And she takes flight, this aura of wind around her, dealing her some damage, but she does not seem to regard it as any threat to her. Integrity, how much damage will she be taking from Booming Blade?
2d8, but it is thunder damage. How does that affect her?
Just the same as everything else.
Okay.
Feel free to roll that damage.
Oh, because thunder is different from lightning.
It is
Yeah.
different than lightning.
That is 5 plus 6. 11.
11 damage total. This aura of wind kind of, you hear it echo out as it crashes in upon her, a thunderclap of sorts. You see some of the squishy tentacles crushed and blood leak out from them, as well as some other purple and pink and yellow fluids, her brine of a sort, as she flies forwards 20 feet towards you, all three of you, and away from Integrity Idleberry.
Okay.
She is roughly, I believe, she's just flown forward 30 feet, so she will be 25 feet away from you and 30 feet away from Integrity Idleberry, a perfect distance away from everyone. She will be using her her mind blast ability, which everyone within 60 feet must make an intelligence saving throw, please and thank you.
I'm not
Which
good
is
at these.
all of you.
Is this
It's-
considered
Thanks.
magic?
It is magic.
This is just a straight roll.
Doesn't feel like it should be, but
I straight rolled a 17, but I don't imagine that saves.
Going to die. Maybe not. Wait a second. That's a 19.
28.
Damn.
Okay. So 28, 17 from Mira, Saranup,
19.
and Integrity Idleberry.
That is an 8.
Ooh.
Damn.
Could use Bardic Inspiration if you would like to.
I could.
And that would add
A
up
D10.
to 10 to your roll.
Well, let's hope that the D10
Okay.
rolls a D10.
Go ahead and roll your Bardic Inspiration die, Integrity Idleberry.
That is a 7. So 7 plus 8
Mm.
minus 3.
Ooh.
Okay.
15.
That is
12.
not
12.
enough. Okay. Winsler and Saranup, you both are well enough, are intelligent enough to steal your minds as this wave of psionic energy, purple in the air, just a spark, looking like similar to the thunderclap, which just hurt Henrietta. She shoots out a wave of psychic energy, which goes over all of you. Winsler and Saranup take 15 psychic damage. Mira and Integrity take 30 psychic damage. Delnis also has to make the same throw.
I'll also have to make a concentration check DC 15
You
to
will.
maintain
Yes.
concentration then.
Delnis also fails this saving throw. Oh, no, she fucking doesn't, actually. So she'll be taking 15.
That still hurt a fucking lot.
That puts me back to where I started before being healed.
It's like
Integrity,
nothing
I'm
ever
so
happened.
sorry.
I have like a
Did you
quarter
fail?
of HP left.
Oh, Mira, did you fail your concentration save?
Yes, I did.
Oh no.
Could you tell us what happens when you lose concentration on haste, please and thank you?
When the spell ends, the target can't move or take actions until after its next turn as a wave of lethargy sweeps over it.
Oh, damn.
Wonderful.
You got jet lagged.
And to pile on to that one, I hate to do this to you.
Do you?
Anyone who failed their saving throw, which is Mira and Integrity, you are going to be stunned for the next minute. You can repeat this save at the end of your turn
Okay.
Oh
to
fuck.
save from being stunned. While you're stunned, you are incapacitated, which means you cannot take actions or bonus actions. You can't move. You can only speak falteringly. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against you have advantage.
Does it say anything about taking reactions?
Sorry, you can't take actions or reactions.
Okay. So
Can I
does
get-
that mean that I
can't
can
do
still
bonus
take bonus?
actions.
Does that mean I can still take
You
bonus
can
actions?
you can take bonus. I'll rule that you can still take bonus actions.
Okay,
yes.
I will be a bardic inspiration machine.
Hell yeah.
And integrity Idleberry.
Being like having like the lethargy and then having this for my
Yes.
next turn, how
Yes.
will that impact?
You can't make the saving throw on your next turn because you are unable to act on your next turn.
Okay.
So you may, in 2 turns, repeat your or your stun saving throw, integrity Idleberry.
Sounds good.
And hopefully before then, no one comes by to hit you with a brick. How's that sound?
No.
And that is going to be it for Henrietta Hedrick's turn. Up next is going to be Delnis Raythrin, who has still lying on the floor, being abandoned by everyone. She is going to stand and run to be near you, Mira Marchand.
Okay.
And she will turn around. Before she runs away, sorry. She'll stand up. Henrietta Hedrick is 20 feet or so away from her, or I mean, probably actually just 5 feet away from her at this point. She will raise a hand and she will use an ability called Manipulate Life. She holds out her hand and black tendrils, almost like shadow Mira, reach out for Henrietta Hedrick, this elder brain. She rolls a 22 on her saving throw against it. Yes. And so we'll only take half damage, so that will be 66 halved, as Adelnis tries to steal some life force from this foul creature. You see Delnis as she, to your eyes, Mira, regains some of her vitality, though not that much. She will only be regaining 9 HP, which,
Do I see
in the
her
grand scheme of
regain
things.
vitality after she just told me she couldn't
You
heal?
do. You absolutely do. As she
Okay.
uses magic to leech vitality away from this elder brain.
Okay,
You
good.
see it in broad daylight, Mira, and then she turns and makes eye contact with you, has a very worried expression, but looks healthier and will rush to your side.
Okay.
Up next is going to be a lair action. You all see the elder brain, Henrietta Hedrick. She points a tentacle out at not any of you, but over at that breezeway. And you see a blast of psychic energy shoot out towards it and disappear into the shadows there as she uses one of her lair actions that will come into effect in just a moment. Serenepth and Mira, you two, and I guess Delnis at this point, had been running over towards the breezeway. You are 30 feet away from it.
Mhm.
It is shadowy in there, but it also looks like a wonderful place to take cover. Could you both make... Oh, Mira, you're stunned, actually. So I won't allow you to make this. Serenepth, can you make a perception check for me?
Absolutely.
Mira, you are stunned. You can barely... Your eyes are rolling. You see Delnis do this thing, but you are
stuff.
otherwise kind of like shell-shocked at the
Yeah.
moment.
That is a 23.
Wonderful.
Sorry, 22.
Okay, well, that makes all the difference.
It really does.
Serenepth Cinderman, your eyes you are stuck between looking at Mira and looking at that breezeway, thinking maybe I could just like grab her and like we could get there and it would be shelter. And as you look back at the breezeway, you see a glimmer, almost like a mirage on the distance, a heat shimmer far off. It isn't such a thing, unfortunately, but you see a creature emerge from the darkness of the breezeway as it removes invisibility upon itself. It is a foul-looking being, Serenepth Cinderman, one that you've not seen before. It is wearing a gold and silver and black robe, one that, I don't know, someone at the HSE might have worn. It has long robes on underneath, such as a powerful wizard might wear, and then at its head is an elderly-looking face, old eyes, deep purple, and from its chin and around its mouth, tentacles, 4 of them, seem to be emanating. You see a familiar face with a couple of changes, Serenepth, as you see the face of Professor Doss, though she is now purple and with a bunch of tentacles coming from her mouth, and she seems to have removed invisibility on herself and seems to be striding towards you. And she will walk 30 feet towards you,
Hi.
and with her tentacles will try to grab you.
Uh-oh.
Gross.
This is terrible for you. Does an unnatural 20 hit your AC?
I don't know. Let me check.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad it's going so well for all of us. I need you, in that case, her tentacles lash out and grab you around the neck and just pick you up by your throat in front of her, Serenepth Cinderman. She seems taller than you remember from earlier today. You'd spoken with her and you towered over this old woman. She seems to have somehow magically, through this transformation, gained a foot or so. And she pulls you up off of the ground with her tentacles. Please take 16 psychic damage.
Okay.
And you are currently grappled. Please make an intelligence saving throw
Uh-oh.
as you feel a powerful presence exert itself onto your mind.
Okay. This dice has been doing good so far, so let's... Oh, shit. Are you serious?
Did you get a crit?
I didn't get a crit. I got a not natural 20.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. Because I have a lucky stone, so
Yep.
it's 21.
Okay. You fully succeed. You feel this presence, this alien exertation upon your mind, and you rebuff it soundly, saving yourself from also being stunned like your friends. With that said, Serenep, it is now your turn. You're grappled by Professor Doss, tentacles around your neck. There's a large brain flying in the sky behind you. Mira is dazed and confused. Your cousin is trapped under rocks and stone. Who knows what's up with her? What would you like to do?
Fuck. Okay. I had a plan. The plan's gone now.
Yeah.
I am going to aim my hand in front of me down at Professor Doss.
Yes.
I am going to use Cone of Cold
Okay.
Hell yes!
Perfect.
Oh, wow.
and blast her in the
fucking
face.
so.
So this just frost shoots forth from your hand, a 60-foot cone. It just like blasts out, covering even the breezeway and the nearby abjuration apartment. The grass underneath freezes and crisply cracks away. What do I need to make as a saving throw?
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, and as I aim at her face, I say, like, I guess I'm still being choked, so I'm
You
like,
are.
I'm sorry.
She gets a not amazing. That's just gonna be a 13.
Oh, sick. Okay, that means I'm doing 8d8 damage.
Holy
on this.
fuck.
As this frost envelops Professor Doss's aberrant body.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me how much HP this person has.
I will. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Not
I really
Professor
hope you-
Dawes.
I really hope you roll well, Serenep,
I hope so.
or else your next turn might be a doozy.
Mm-hmm. I got a 42 total.
Ooh, that just crosses a threshold I have.
Oh shit, is that good or bad?
Hmm.
You're not gonna tell me to fine.
42, you said?
42 total, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. You blast this aberrant form of Helena Doss with the most energy you can pull from the air. The air around the two of you grows colder. Even around you, Mira, in your stunned state, you can feel a chill in the spring air. It should not be this cold right now. Serenep, you blast this woman, this creature of a woman, with this magic, and as you freeze her right in front of you, you see her robe itself begin to harden with the frost. It freezes, flapping in the wind. The grass itself dies in a cone around you. The frost grows, and snow falls in that breezeway, and just in this moment, you see the purple spark in Professor Doss's eyes as she makes eye contact with you, almost like a bestial kind of animosity towards you. You see it fade, and her dark brown eyes regain their color, and she looks at you with a very human expression for a moment as you deal just enough damage to break Henrietta Hedrick's psychic control over Professor Doss. She looks at you, and for the next turn, she will be in full control and will act as your ally. She even says to you as you blast away this kind of psychic control over her mind, she goes, Miss Cinderman, oh God. And she like reaches with her hands at the tentacles that are coming out of her chin and mouth. On her next turn, she will release you from being grappled. Or just generally, I think I can just release you right now from being grappled, Serenep Cinderman. As Professor Doss drops you to the ground, you can grab at your throat where the tentacles were crushing you. And would you like to move or anything else?
I want to move. I think it's too much for Serenep. She wants to move away from Doss. She wants to move away from the brain.
Okay.
She wants to. I think she's moving to the right, just to kind of get a bit more, distance from
Wonderful.
everything, but away from the breezeway, basically.
So you, Winsler, Serenep, Winsler, Doss, Mira, Delnus are all fanned out. It's to the left is Winsler, and then Mira and Delnus, and then Doss, and then Serenep all the way to the right. It's like a big semicircle of buddies.
It's a friendship circle, guys. It's fun.
Up next is going to be Mira Marchand. You are stunned.
I'm stunned.
As your full turn, at the end of your turn, you can make another intelligence saving throw.
Great. Well, first I know that you said that I can take bonus actions, so
Yes.
I'm going to
Of
call
course.
out
Oh, of
to
course.
Winsler Wallaby, and
Okay.
I'm just going to say, hey, great job with the bricks, knock them dead, and I'm going to give you Bardic inspiration, bud.
Hell
and then I'm
yeah.
gonna repeat
Wonderful.
this save. Is this a
Okay.
Remind me, con save?
Intelligence
In
saving
save.
throw.
All right,
Good luck.
18.
18.
But that's a straight fucking roll.
That's amazing. Mira Marchand, how do you regain your composure?
Well-
you are your ears, your eyes ringing and rolling. You look over to Winsler, you give him this inspiration, and in that single moment, your mind recenters itself as you go through this tried and true tradition of inspiring your teammates.
Yeah, I also think the fact that Delness is like right here again after
Yes.
this very rough patch is like it's a
Yes.
mix of feeling like, oh, she's like really holding her own in this fight, like this is great, and also if something goes bad, I need to be out there on the ground
Yeah.
helping. It's like that. I need to help
Absolutely.
her. She needs to help me. That gets me back
Absolutely.
into focus.
Wonderful. As you get back into focus, she looks you in the eyes. You now actually seeing her truly, right? Instead of just eyes rolling and being hazy and almost concussed. She'll look over to you and will say, if we need to leave quickly, do you have everything you need to leave?
Leave. Like, yes.
Mira, just in case it goes badly.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Mira, that's it for your turn.
That's my turn.
Winsler Wallaby,
All right.
your concentration has been broken.
Of course.
Professor Helena Doss emerged from the shadows and was very quickly turned to your guys' side. A giant brain floats in the air, trying to make contact with your brain, but just unable due to your wonderful Electrum helmet. You have inspiration. What would you like to do?
How close would I be able to get to like a tentacle?
To a tentacle?
Or
if you-
I guess in this case, sort of like where the tentacle connects to the brain.
She's 20 feet up in the air.
Okay.
The closest you could get is if you went right under her, but that might be a very dangerous position for you. You are only 25 feet away from her at the moment, though, so, you know.
I guess. I'm gonna try and stab at a tentacle with the spear.
Interesting. With just holding it in your hands?
Yes.
Okay, so you would like to run towards her and to stab heroically at a
Yes.
tentacle. Wonderful.
That is the plan.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. Add your strength and no proficiency.
It's a +0 to strength, by the way. So this is just a raw
Well,
roll.
A flat roll. You
With
can
a
add the
bardic
inspiration.
I'm
if
going
you
to
are
add the inspiration.
Okay.
That's why I'm running. I need this.
Smart
to
idea
happen.
there.
Okay.
Let's add a d10. Wow, that's pathetic.
Oh no.
Oh no. Listen, she's a very squishy brain. You never know.
How's a 9 do ya?
That's with the inspiration?
That's with the inspiration. I rolled a 1.
Oh my god.
Oh, a 1. Well, a natural 1
No,
always
not a
misses.
natural 1. I mean a 1
Oh.
on the, I won on the
The inspiration.
on the
Oh,
inspiration.
okay.
So that's a 9 total.
Oh my
You
god.
all see Winsler heroically run towards the Henrietta Hedrick, Our Lady of the Deep, holding this spear in 2 hands. His feet move faster than his body, and he kind of is running. Your feet slipping around. The point of the spear flying to and fro. You run and try with all your might as you stab at a tentacle, and she just retracts it easily. You are not a threat to her in this moment. You miss just barely, though.
But it
Winsler,
doesn't
do you
stab.
miss.
It doesn't touch.
It doesn't stab. It doesn't touch her. She moves her tentacle out of the way just in time. But Winsler, if you rolled if you were a bit faster, you could get her.
That sucks.
You know you are not the most physically adept person on the planet, but you almost just hit her nonetheless.
Almost. Just still not
Not
enough.
so. You stand beneath her. And is there anything else you'd like to do as a bonus action?
I have nothing I can do as a bonus action.
Wonderful. In that case, she's going to use 2 legendary actions to make a tentacle attack against Winsler Wallaby.
Goodbye, everybody.
It was wonderful knowing
I die
you.
with honor.
Yeah.
That might not hit, though. Does a 12 hit you?
Of course. Wait. Actually, no. A 12 doesn't hit me. What?
Oh shit!
Winsler
A
Wallaby,
12 doesn't
All the
hit.
leveling up has finally paid off.
a hero among friends. You stab at a tentacle, and like a hero from legend, the tentacle stabs back at you, and you more nimbly than you have ever moved in your life stagger to the side.
Yes!
Maybe it was the divine
Maybe it was
inspiration.
fate.
Maybe it was fate, but the tentacle, this 7-foot diameter tentacle, shoots into the ground. It would have impaled you. It would have taken your head off. It slams into the ground beside you, and you stumble forwards, avoiding the attack soundly. Integrity Idleberry,
I can't do anything.
your head is rolling. A You are laying under a pile of bricks, prone. You feel as though you've just stayed up for 7 days straight. The general feeling of that shiver down your spine it hurts you. You feel, additionally, in this moment of weakness, your back begin to bleed as well. Black blood dripping down by your face. Your head is rolling to and fro. You hear a voice in the back of your head say, I thought you were stronger than this. You were stronger than this than when you destroyed that piece of me. Why is it now you can do nothing other than lie on the ground, horned one? As the progenitor taunts you in your moment of weakness.
What an asshole!
Asshole.
Fucking rude.
That's your warlock!
Yeah.
Fuck you!
Up next. Ooh. Actually,
Oh.
Are there
taking
rocks
her
still?
final pardon, is there rock still on you?
No, like the rocks that Winsler was controlling.
Oh,
Did
those
yours?
were destroyed in the
okay.
first turn. Yes, I immediately annihilated those. My greatest foe. You thought I was gonna let Winslow do 70 damage to me every turn?
that's a bit ridiculous, let's be honest.
Henrietta points a tentacle out and will use her final legendary action. She points to you, Mira Marchand, wearing a lead circlet on your head. You barely feel the presence of Henrietta Hedrick, Our Lady of the Deep, but you do see the psychic shock that emerges from her tentacle. It shoots towards you and goes into your eye,
Oh.
and you feel your brain shiver, almost as if it is -30, but only right where you're standing. Your entire body, you get goosebumps along most of your body, and then you feel all the presence that you still from the network. You feel all of its malignant energy within your head dissipate easily as Henrietta severs the psychic link with you. For the next turn, you will have disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws.
Okay.
But you're no longer part of the network, so that's a plus.
Huh.
And with that, it is finally Henrietta's turn once again. Winsler, you're underneath her, aren't you?
Of course.
Oh no.
Well,
I believe in you.
Yes, I think that does make the most sense. Winsler, you hear a voice emanate from her that says, "Get away from me, you little pest," as she tries to once again stab you with a tentacle.
Dang.
Does a 17 hit you?
who's asking? Of course it
Henrietta Hedrick is asking.
Of course that hits me. What do you mean?
Okay.
I doubt this is
Just a
going
loud,
to...
ominous
I doubt
dice
that
roll
this is-
echoes through the courtyard.
I doubt
Ooh.
that this... Everyone's interrupting me every time.
Sorry. Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, I doubt that this is going to really make much of a difference. However, I'm going to do it anyway. Cast Silvery Barbs.
Yeah.
Because even if
Okay.
it doesn't, it'll still give an ally advantage. So she's going to have to re-roll that. That's going to be my reaction.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
Re-roll it and take the lower
Okay, the
roll.
lower roll was the 17.
Okay. Regardless, you can choose a different creature you see within range. This chosen creature has advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute. If I do this to myself, will it cancel out the disadvantage of the severing?
Should.
It absolutely will.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Wonderful. As soon as you see that tentacle move, you pull out your lyre and just strum a couple notes. Silvery barbs fill the air around the tentacle, causing it to move, but she just pushes through them all as she lands a strike against you, Winsler Wallaby.
If it's anything higher than what you think my HP is, it probably means I'm dead.
I think that you might be okay. I'm not certain, though. It's 18 bludgeoning damage.
I'm unconscious.
You're unconscious.
That was 5 more than my actual current.
You see this
health.
tentacle slam down into Winsler, and you see him picked up in its embrace. Wonderful. That's it for her. She'll fly with Winsler in hand 40 feet back towards the divination tower.
Everyone's is touch range.
She grabs his little form. The spear falls to the ground where he was slammed into it, lying in the crater in the grass. And she holds his body aloft. And Winsler, she pulls your little helmet off and throws it away off into the rubble and will reconnect
Uh-oh.
you to the network. In your brain, you hear a voice coming from nowhere that says, "You pest. You've killed my scholars. You've interrupted my proceedings. You have tried your very best to defeat me, and now I will make quick work of you for it.
Oh, she's not gonna drop him, is she?
Not yet. No. Obviously not. She flies 40 feet back towards the divination tower, and you see her begin to scramble back in to her own lair. She's slightly hanging out, but on the next turn, she will be able to fully move back in. Next is Delnis, who, as she is wont to do, let me just make certain of this. There's too many people around. She'll say to you, Mira, very quickly, Are we going after him?
We have to. It's Winsler. We have to.
Okay. There's too many people around. She's going to run as far as she can, 30 feet forwards, and raise a wand and cast the classic spell, Acid Splash.
No fucking way. We were
Oh my
joking
God,
about this
are you
before
serious?
recording.
All of her other spells would hurt you guys too. She sucks shit though. So that's only a that's a 15 to hit. That absolutely hits Henrietta Hedrick though. For a wonderful amount of damage. You all see Delnis triumphantly raise a wand and cast a blur of green magic, dealing a whopping 7 damage to Henrietta Hedrick.
Every bit counts.
Every bit counts. And then she will kind of turn, waiting for you, Mira, to run in with her. And that's it for her turn. Up next will be the lair.
The lair.
You all see a shimmering wall of force rise into the air, this glowing, gleaming wall of purple energy as she casts a force wall around the base of the divination tower, preventing all of you from entering right now. But Integrity Idleberry, you are within its limits, hiding under the rubble.
Oh,
Hiding.
boy.
Let me get you the description for Wall of Force, just so you can know what it does. So a wall of force springs into existence. The wall appears in any orientation. It's blocking you guys from climbing up the divination ramp. If you had a means to fly, you could get over it, however. It is 10 feet tall. Each panel is a quarter inch thick, and it will last for 10 minutes or until you cause her to break concentration on it. Nothing can pass through, but it can be dispelled by magic, Mirror Marchand.
Okay.
So, with that being said, up next, Professor Doss is here. She will look at all of you taking in the scene, and she will walk to you, Sereneth, very slowly, and will say, My mind is not my own. She took me over in my office. There was a moment of it was as if I was taken over, possessed. I could see what I was doing, but I had no control over what I was doing. She gave me, and she pulls from her robes, Sereneth Cinderman, a spell book with a bunch of gold markings upon it. You saw this last week. Winsler Wallaby grabbed it from Artist Artisan's Cottage. Is a quite potent spell book with quite a few very powerful spells within it. She will say, "Take this from me before I can do any harm with it, please. I'm going to go lock myself somewhere away and try to keep myself from doing any further harm. I am so sorry, students." And she has you.
I'm going to
the spell
take
book.
the book and I'm going to say, be safe.
The lot of you need that much more than I do. And she will almost reach out to put a hand on your shoulder in a comforting manner. But then the moment she sees her skin and sees kind of like even the membranes which have formed between her fingers, the claws which have grown out of her nails, and sees this monstrous form she has taken, she kind of like pulls her arm back and she will flee back into the breezeway, back into the abjuration department, out of your sight.
Yeah.
Up next is you, Sereneth Cinderman. What would you like to do?
I don't have time right now to look at the spell book. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move towards the crater where the spear is.
Of course.
How far away is that from me? Because I know I moved.
I think that's like 10-ish, maybe 15 feet from you. If I remember, everyone is fanned out. Winsler had run towards Henrietta. That's 20 feet, let's say. Okay? So you run 20 feet. You can pick up this spear. It's light as a feather, Sereneth Cinderman.
And you said this wall was... The walls were like 10 feet
Only 10
tall?
feet tall. Henrietta is 30 feet up, crawling back into the building like a mouse into its hole.
Serenep has had javelins in the past. This may be a good time to use
it better than Windsor did, please.
She's going to use her training to
Absolutely.
throw the spear at Henrietta.
Absolutely. Please make a attack roll. Add whatever you would have added to a javelin attack, please, Serenep Cinderman.
Okay, perfect.
And I hope that it hits.
Ooh.
It's good news.
Got 22.
You all see Serenep given this spell book by this illithid, this creature that some of you might have even read about in textbooks, maybe. And she puts it into her robes, not thinking twice, and will run towards the spear, picking it up, and in the same motion throw it with all the power that she can. You see it fly through the air as if blessed by divine favor and impale this brain. You see it, the entire length of the spear just rockets through Henrietta Hedrick's body. Serenep Cinderman, as you have made contact with this relic, can you roll 10d10 for me?
Oh, fuck.
And that'll be radiant damage.
It's been so long since I've had to roll d10s. I had a moment where I just forgot what they looked like. I don't know what happened.
The really scary thing about rolling d10s is that there's a chance of not doing any damage at all with them, because you can roll a big
Because
zero.
they get zeros.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Please don't say that to me.
I wish I rolled that instead of a 1.
Okay.
I can't wait for Winslow to just get drowned unceremoniously off screen.
I die with honor.
I have done
Yes.
60 damage. In total.
Oh my god!
Holy fuck.
10d10.
Pretty
Okay.
fucking
60.
good.
60. Serenep, you throw
60.
the spear, you see it fly into Henrietta's Our Lady of the Deep's form. You see it then shoot out the other side of her and lodge itself into the rocks, dissolving quickly into beautiful glowing gold dust. You see her form just fall as she takes an immense amount of damage, as the wings almost give out from that force. I'm gonna make a concentration check. I guarantee you she will not succeed. She needs to get
succeeds.
a 30 or higher, and she gets
Oh, shit.
a 17. She fails her concentration save. That wall of force, just as quickly as it showed up, dissipates. The block, the entryway that scramble up into the divination tower is no longer barred, and your path forward is clear. Serenep Cinderman, that's it for your turn, with all of your movement and all of your actions and all of your amazing skill. Up next is going to be Mira Marchand.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
So if I'm going my full 30 feet of movement in this direction, then
Yes.
how far can I get?
You are roughly 50 feet away from the tower, so you can get within 20 feet. You might, as you run up, you might just be able to see. You can still see Winslow wrapped in one of her tentacles, as it looks like she's going to pull and crawl herself into the divination tower. But you'll also see the dusty form of Integrity Idleberry lying stunned in the rubble below. What would you like to do?
I don't think I can do anything explicitly to help Winslow here because I can't get far enough.
I'm fine where I am.
Maybe.
Don't worry.
I'm also fine where I am.
Oh, are you, boy? Are you? Mira, just
say that now.
take this one for yourself. Have a
All
spot
right,
A.
all right. I don't think that she's going to fail this save because this is an int roll. However, if she fails, there's a debuff effect that would be very helpful here.
Okay.
So I'm going
course.
to just point my finger up at Henrietta, and I'm going to cast Relithum's Psychic Lance so that she will need to do an int save.
Of course. I would love nothing more than to do an int save. She did roll a natural 1, which is unfortunate. However, I will be using a legendary resistance. She succeeds this save. You strum your lyre, and a lance of psychic energy shoots out from it, Mira Marchand, landing soundly, hitting her, impacting her directly. She waves a tentacle and seems to recover more quickly than you had anticipated.
Okay, she will still be
how much
taking half damage, so I'm gonna roll 7d6 and have it. This would have been so good if, alas. Okay.
Alas! I mean, that's
Okay.
2 of them down, though.
Yes, probably out of 3 if she's in the typical wave.
If she's typical.
Okay, let's
A
see
typical
here.
elder brain. Bog standard brain.
Would have been 24? Wait, really? Hang on, I'm gonna do that one.
Really?
That seems really low.
That does seem really
must
low.
have
You
been-
rolled like
Yeah.
shit.
You gave a lot of big
Hang on.
numbers.
Let me just do this
Uncharacteristically
again.
low roll.
Yeah, that would have been 24. Okay, she takes 12 points of
12
psychic damage.
Oof.
All right.
Wow.
That's,
And
yeah,
you make
I
fun
know.
of acid splash? That did the same amount of damage.
Right? That's a fucking 4 level spell.
Birds of the same feather flock together.
Well,
Okay. You hit her with this psychic lance of energy, though it does not do as much as you had hoped it would, Mira Marchand. What would you like to do now? Is there anything else you can do?
I could use my last bardic inspiration die, but I'm going to save it for a rainy day.
Okay. That's a
So-
great plan.
Good idea.
Up next.
Why are you giggling over there, Mr. DM?
Winslow.
Having a great day.
There's no point using her legendary actions right now. You're all so far away, and she has what she wants. Winslow, make a death saving throw for me.
All right, you asked for it. That's a 9.
Okay, you're one step closer to death, my friend.
The clock is ticking.
The clock is
Does this mean
ticking.
that if she were to attack Winslow right now, that would be 2 failed saves and he would just die?
Yeah,
Yep,
Don't say that.
Okay.
it would.
Don't say that.
it would.
It would, Mira.
Sarah.
It would be instant death.
Okay.
Integrity Idleberry, you are lying under the rubble. Make an intelligence saving throw, or else you will remain stunned.
16 plus 8 minus 3.
I still think that's
20.
good.
21?
24
Yeah.
minus 3. Yeah, 21.
21. Integrity, describe to me how you regain yourself amidst being stunned. You are covered in rubble and very fucked up, as it were. What does it look like when you regain consciousness? Or regain yourself, I guess, not
Well, I
consciousness.
assume that the entire time the progenitor was being an asshole and was taunting
Whispering
her.
in your mind, yes.
So like I feel like when she wakes up from this paralysis plus
of
like
course.
the lethargy from previous
Yes. Yes.
and she's still holding on to that J dagger from
Yes.
earlier.
Yes.
It's sort of like waking up from like sleep while holding
Mm-hmm.
a knife because you think that someone got into your house, so you just
Like a knife under a
jolt up.
pillow situation?
Yeah, a knife under a pillow.
Like
Ugh.
I jolt up
Wonderful.
with a knife ready to
Mhm.
stab, and then
Absolutely.
the person that I was stabbing earlier is gone. So
Yes.
like a confused face.
Of course. Yeah, you stumble around confused with your knife drawn. You can use your movement, but you cannot use your action. You see Henrietta looming above you in the divination hallway, the hole into her lair, and you see grasped tiny in one of her tentacles, Winslow Wallaby, looking unconscious and very hurt.
Yes.
Do you want to move after her?
I do want to move after her. Will
Okay.
will it need me to climb up towards her, or is there like an
Uh,
opening from down below?
You could enter through like the front doors, although they are partially collapsed, but there's no guarantee that the stairs within would still be intact. The easiest way in, the most guaranteed way to get into her lair would be to scramble up this pile of rubble into the 3rd floor of the divination tower, and then from there down into the stairs into her lair.
I'm gonna. And just to be clear, Serenepth and Mira are just like hanging out down below.
They're like 20-ish, 30-ish feet away from you, yes.
Okay. No, I
You
think
can turn and make eye contact with them.
I was gonna look at them and draw inspiration from their worried faces, and I'm going to climb
Of
up
course.
through the rubble.
Wonderful. You do so. Up next is going to be Henrietta Hedrick. She crawls and pulls her way 40 feet into her lair. She disappears from your guys' view entirely as she descends into her halls. Winsler, she continues speaking to you in this moment, the thoughts ringing around your very damaged head, and she will say to you, I will make you into one of my servants as well. Your information, your brain is filled with useful information for me, and I cannot wait to have it all at my disposal. You're here now with me. Could you tell me, young gnome, young student, there's another orb. Where is it? Windsor Wallaby. In this unconscious state, you can, as with your brain, communicate if you would like to.
I'm going to opt to remain silent.
Wonderful. You remain silent, and the tentacle squeezes ever harder. Not enough to crush you. She has other plans for you. As she scuttles into her home, like a rat into its home, a rat into a hole. Up next, Delnus Wraithrin runs up beside you, Mira Marchand, and will say once more, I can do something, but only if no one else is around. And I don't want to do that unless it's an emergency. I just need you to know that, okay? So if it's like some situation, like we're going to get him back, but I know if there's some situation where not everyone makes it, if you're not around, I can do something very strong.
Okay, I won't get too close to Henrietta. What's going on?
I'm just worried that Winsler's going to die, and I'm worried that this is all going to go horribly, and I don't know if all of us should go in there as Almira.
I have Revivify. I'm gonna try to get up close, and if things go bad, I'll get out of there, and you can do your thing. Okay?
Talking as if Winsler's already dead. What the
Right?
fuck?
You just got to cart it off into her lair. The two of you have this quick conversation. Next in the initiative, I'll take no lair action this turn. There's no need. She has her mind on other things. Serenep Cinderman. What would you like to do? You just landed with a spear. You're probably feeling quite triumphant. Would you like to run 30, maybe 60 feet up into the lair?
Yeah, I think in this moment, because there's not going to be any magic I can do right now
Correct.
to hit her.
You can't see her.
This
at
is
all.
going to be the
Yeah.
moment that a mist envelops as I first transport myself 30 feet and then
Okay.
start going down.
Wonderful. You misty step using the magic imparted on you by being hit in the head with a stick from Isithil. You misty step, you disappear in a blowing of autumn
Magical.
leaves and reappear right next to Integrity Idleberry on this pile of rubble. Do the two of you say anything to each other as you stand right next to one another?
I think I see her and I'm like, ready?
More than I could ever be.
I nod to her and I start going, and I use my last 30 feet to start going down.
You run up into the divination building and come to a split in the wall, large enough for a giant brain to have pulled itself out, and there is a grand staircase heading downwards. You can take a few hesitant steps walking down into the darkness. Sereneth, before you, as you get to the final bit of your movement, you see a very large open lair. There is what looks like a large lake of this briny saffron yellow water. You see Henrietta herself pulled forwards by her tentacles, grabbing against the stone and glass of her lair, trying to pull Winsler towards her tank of brine. Also, another person that you see, Serenep, standing here to the side of the staircase, just watching all of this happen. You see a guy that you left tied up in the cannon lab. Bailey Blue stands, his back is slumped with poor posture. On his head, you see a very strange-looking tentacled creature that almost seems to look like a living helmet around him. The scars that you had seen when you had scryed him are on full display. Those scars of a tentacle or a jellyfish stinging him around the neck and around the arms. And as you walk in, he will look over in your direction wordlessly. And he seems to take you as an enemy in this moment. He looks Serenep, not how you had left him, not with that weak, pathetic look to his eye. He has a purple spark in his eye and looks the same way he did when he was up on stage and he was going to pull a knife on two people.
Oh shit, he's gonna stab me.
Do with that what you will. Up next is Mira Marchand.
Okay. I would like to try to follow Henrietta and Winsler into this lair.
Perfect. In order to make it all the way up, I believe you would have to dash.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will take the dash action so that I can be right up there.
Okay.
Which means I won't
You
be
would
able to heal on this turn, I don't think, unless... Let me check something.
Oh, wonderful. Mira, you run up this rubble, pulling yourself. You run right by Integrity. Do you whisper anything to, or do you say anything to Integrity as you run past her as well?
If stuff gets bad, Delnus says she has something really powerful she can do if we get out of the way. Let's get Winsler safe first. Yeah, And sorry, Winslow is like high up
Yeah.
too, right? In Henrietta's
Yes.
grasp.
She's like holding him. Imagine how you would hold like a bag of groceries that you're trying not to get like touch the ground or something. Like you're holding it up with your hand.
He's not that heavy.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
So does that impact anything?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, wonderful. So you can end your turn standing like right next to Serenep. You also make eye contact with Bailey, and when he sees you, he will say, "Ah, Mira, you've arrived.
You suck, but we're gonna help you and we're gonna get you out of this.
There's nothing to help. This is where I am meant to be, protecting Our Lady of the Deep." And he says it in such a puppeteered voice, Mira.
Yeah, I just kind of shake my head like, all right, bud.
Winsler Wallaby.
Yeah.
Winsler Wallaby, Winsler Wallaby, Winsler Wallaby. Death saving throw for me, pal.
All right, well, here we go. I can only see what it's gonna be. I was playing around with rolling this dice.
Yeah.
I really shouldn't have done that.
What happened?
Oh, Ben.
The dice has betrayed me.
What happened?
Oh, don't tell me.
Don't say it won't make it real then.
I got a 1.
Bro! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Ben!
Ben!
Okay, now hold on.
What is there to hold on to,
Hold on.
Winsler?
I had
What are you
an
gonna do? Do
idea.
you have anything?
I had
Yeah.
an idea that was ruminating in my head for the scenario that Winsler happens to die.
Perish.
Yeah. I sort of like the 17th of his soul, right?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
I wonder if that hangs on just a little bit. I want to see that in this moment of like death.
Yeah.
I want to see if this 1/17th can reach out to Celty in this void in limbo.
Mm-hmm.
Celty, are you there? Anybody?
I can tell you exactly what happens, Winsler
Yes.
Wallaby. You're sitting here, unconscious, hoisted like a little bag of groceries by Henrietta Hedrick, and as she scurries her way in, she is too slow to do with what she wants with you, and you die in her tentacles. All of you standing on the stairs, this yellow, briny water at Henrietta's foot, I would say, though she does not have feet. This yellow glow fades and is replaced as soon as Winsler breathes his last breath with a blue glow, that of, you would be familiar with it, water from Isithil. It's the same water Celty's wonderful store resides in. From this surface, you see a conical home jut up, the front door of which opens, and you see a wonderful old sight, a wonderful old friend, Celty, this blue-skinned old hunched-over woman with white hair. She holds out, Winsler, a cauldron, holding it by a handle. Let's say not a cauldron, a teapot even. She holds it out, pulls the lid off, will look to you, Mira and Sereneph, and wave a dainty hand as Winsler, a small part of your soul, goes, "Celty, are you there?" And she will go, "I'm here to collect, Winsler," and will with the lid of the teapot go clink, 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 clink on it. You see a very bright blue spirit, a very small wisp of a spirit, shoot out of Winsler's mouth and be sucked into this teapot. She will shut the lid, wave to you again, Serenep the Mira, and will say, "I'm still open for business for you two girls if you're in the market."
Oh my god.
And will take a step backwards, slamming her door as her wonderful home sinks beneath the surface. Winsler Wallaby, you are of two minds right now.
My gut is
That's-
sinking, by the way.
Oh.
A part of you is just tinking around in a teapot,
Uh-huh.
and it's very hard to separate that part of you from the other part of you, the majority of you, which you feel yourself slowly falling away from your body, from everything and everyone. You see almost as if you are falling down through the ground. You see this giant tentacled beast holding your body. You see Bailey standing there. You see Mira and Serenep powerless to really do anything right now. And then you feel a nice hand on your shoulder, and a warm voice says into your ear, I've waited for many years for you to join me here. Welcome, my young friend, to the rest of your eternity in the plane of Lem. And you feel your soul sucked away to another plane, the afterlife, Windsor Wallaby. Split in two.
This is weird.
It is weird. You die, unfortunately, my friend.
Well,
Next in the initiative order. Integrity Eye Idleberry. What would you like to do?
I'm going to continue climbing up. To my
Yeah, you run the
friends.
30 feet up and you make it onto the staircase. You see Henrietta holding Winslow's limp body.
Wait, are we gonna go and save Winsler?
Yes, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna help.
He's just unconscious, right?
No, Celty, I'm gonna help. It's okay.
Integrity. Bailey is standing there on the staircase and he looks over to you as well. And you'll say, "Oh, did you come to save me too?"
I'm going to look at Bailey with my knife still in hands,
Yes.
and I'm going to say, "Why don't you shut the fuck up?" And then I'm going to, do I still have movement?
You can bonus action and dash up to him if you would like, as a cunning action.
No, my
No.
bonus action is not to
Okay.
Bailey.
Yes.
But I would like to jump into the water.
Okay. So you would like to dash down to the water's edge and jump in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You all see Integrity crest the stairs. You have this exchange with her Mira. She looks at Bailey with anger and will sprint past everyone and weave through Our Lady of the Deep's tentacles, diving into the brine. Yellow and saffron yellow colored once again, now that Celty's gone. Integrity, you are just below the surface. It is nearly opaque, and you are holding your breath. That is it for your turn. Up next is going to be Henrietta Hedrick. She is going to shake Winsler's body a little bit. You see her plunge it beneath the surface, and then her voice emanates and will say, "Oh, what a shame. It seems he died. That pesky hag. And I had such great plans for him." And then she just drops his body, and Integrity, you see it begin to sink right next to you. She will turn around, and I'm going to try to see if she'll recharge her thing. It does not, so instead, is there anything she can even do?
No.
I don't think anyone's within range of her, so she will just kind of turn around. She doesn't need to turn around. She says, her voice echoing in this mighty hall, and will say, "Bailey, please deal with those two. I need time to collect my thoughts." That's it for her. Up next is going to be Delnus Wraithrin, who runs into the building after all of you. She will stop right next to you, Mira, and see your horrible expression. And she'll look around for Windsor's body, and she'll say, "What happened? Where'd he go?"
He's in the water. I have to go after him. I have to bring him back.
Her hands shake a little bit, and she'll say, I can't do anything to help. I can't help if all of you are in here.
But I have to get Winsler.
Go get him, and then get out, and we'll all get out together. Okay.
Okay. Stay safe.
I'll make sure no one else comes
Okay.
in. Okay.
Okay.
She makes a face. She wants to say something. She doesn't know what to say, Mira. She's at a loss for words and will turn her back on you to kind of watch the entryway so that nothing else comes in after you guys. Up next is going to be Bailey Blue. He's going to very strangely move towards you, Mira, and Serenep, as if, again, he is a puppet being puppeteered by some invisible strings above him. He's going to raise his hands at either one of you, and from each of his palms will shoot a crackling beam of purple energy as he casts Eldritch Blast at both you, Serenep, and you, Mira. Geez, that is not great. I assume a 13 doesn't hit either one of you.
A 13 does hit me. That is my AC.
Oh! Wonderful. But Serenep, does a 13 hit you?
It does not.
Okay. In that case, it goes wide and smashes into the far wall behind you, Serenep, as you move quicker and faster than he is capable of. Meanwhile, Mira, could you please take 8 force damage as it hits you
Yes.
right in the shoulder?
Yes, I could.
Your mechanical prosthetic, it might blow a little piece off of it, unfortunately,
Oof. All right.
as you receive this hit. And that is going to be all that he can do. He stands now between the two of you and Henrietta and the pool of brine. Next in the order is going to be Serenep. Cinderman, what would you like to do?
So he's standing between us and Henrietta now.
He is purposefully blocking your path. He's 20 feet away from you.
How far away is Henrietta?
Henrietta is, let's say, 40 feet away.
I'm gonna move myself.
Yes.
Because I'm imagining like this room is kind of cylindrical, like circular.
It is
is that
absolutely
correct?
circular, yes. Henrietta is near the center of the room, and Bailey is right in front of you. You could easily make a line between the two if that's what you're looking to do.
There's been too much death of classmates today. I'm
okay.
going to move myself so that way I am aiming only at Henrietta.
Absolutely. Very easy to do. You are standing higher than him on the staircase, so you can just aim it over his head if you would like.
Okay.
Easily missing him.
Yeah, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun today.
Absolutely.
I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt at level 5.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
She's going to use her final legendary resistance to succeed
Goddamn.
on this saving throw. So you'll be doing half damage as you hit her. Lightning sparks around your entire body, Serenep. Mira, you could not feel the static electricity in the air as Serenep points a single finger out well over Bailey's head and blasts Henrietta, this massive bulbous brain with tentacles falling off of her with a beam of lightning. Tell me how much damage that's going to be.
That's going to be 10d6? Yes.
Come on.
So, I also want to make a point that
Yeah.
I'm staring at Bailey as I point up and
Absolutely.
just shoot her.
Absolutely.
So, it's not as much damage as I did before.
Yeah.
It is 42 damage,
42
though.
damage.
So-
Halved, she will be taking 21 damage. A still sizable hit.
Yeah.
You see the flesh on the brain sizzle and burn under the force of the lightning. Is there anything else you would like to do for your turn?
I'm going to start walking towards Henrietta.
Okay. Are you going to try to pass Bailey?
Yes.
Okay. You walk past him. He puts out a very lazy hand right now, and will do more on his turn.
Mhm.
Mira Marchand, what do you want to do?
Okay.
40 feet away from Henrietta, exact same place as Serenep.
I think that Mira, like, after Windsor's been dropped into this water, like, she
Yeah.
sees that she can't get to him in time. It's this thing of like, I can't do it. I can't. And she's kind of, there's like, she's very much panicking. She's like, we have to get out of here, guys. We have to get out of here. And here's what she's gonna do instead, because she can't help Winslow right now. She
Yes.
is instead going to look up at Henrietta with this thought of like, okay, if I can't help Windsor, at least I can maybe keep everybody else safe. And I'm going to strum some music on my lyre, and using my last 4th level spell slot, I'm going to cast Slow.
Oh, wonderful.
So that is going to be a wisdom save for her.
Just her? Or
Yeah.
did you? Oh, well, I guess that would include Serenep.
It's a 40-foot cube,
Yeah.
and it's up to 120 feet, so I can center it
Yeah.
just on her, and it would have affected like anyone near her, but I don't
Okay.
think.
Wonderful. A wisdom saving throw. How is a 25?
That does make it because my DC is a 19. If
Yeah.
I tried to use, could try to use my cutting words, and that would be a
Yeah.
little bit like a 40% chance of it getting lower. Or I could try silvery barbs. Let's try silvery barbs. I'm going
Okay.
to try and like make these as a reaction, like make these barbs appear, and I'm going to get her to re-roll that and take the lower roll. And I'm going to give advantage to. Let's give it to Delnus Wraithrun. Let's say that whatever she
Okay.
does next, she's going to have advantage on that roll.
Perfect. And that's just the next thing she does, or is that
Next
just next
D20
turn?
roll within. It's a D20.
Okay.
Sorry, no, not the next. It is any D20 roll within the next minute.
Next minute. Perfect. Okay. She gets a 12.
That
Does that
fails.
succeed?
Nope,
That
my
fails.
DC's a 19. So
Silvery barbs
Henrietta-
rain out from the sky around her, and the tentacles pulsing and just slow in midair. As
Here's
she is-
everything that happens to her.
Yeah.
An affected target's speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and it can't use reactions. On its turn, it can use either an action or a bonus action, but not both. Regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items, it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. If the creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn, and the creature must use its action on that turn to complete the spell. If it can't, the spell is wasted.
Perfect. You see this sludgy air form around her as her entire movement, this very constantly moving form, slows down entirely.
Perfect.
Is that it for your turn,
Nope.
Mira
I'm going to use my movement to run as far in the other direction as possible.
Okay. You run past Delnis, and she gives you a quick glance as you run past her, and she will just nod quickly. She looks very worried for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You run up and out of this place, and you can kind of slide down some of the rubble very quickly. Up next is Integrity Idleberry. You are in this tank of brine. Winsler's body was just chucked in after you. What would you like to do?
I am going to try and see if I can find the orbs around
Wonderful.
here.
Could you make for me a perception check with disadvantage in that case to see through this chunky water?
Okay. And you said perception?
Yes, please.
13 plus 8. That's a lower one.
Okay.
-3.
So 21 minus 3.
18.
18. 18 is satisfactory to see through this briny water. Integrity, you see just on the edge of sight at the bottom of this tank, maybe 70 feet away from you,
70, okay.
3 very luminescent orbs. 1 blue, 1 yellow, and 1 green. The yellow one's incredibly hard to see through, as is the green, but the blue cuts through. It pierces through this thick brine with its light.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do on your turn?
So what's the closest I can get to it with my...
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that it slows down my movement.
I would believe you would be moving at half your speed. So if you use your full movement, dashed, and used your cunning action to dash again, you would be 45 feet down. That's about halfway.
Okay. And I am going to cast a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
To get to it faster, like an
Okay.
additional movement. I'm going to cast my Misty Step.
Ooh. So, in that case, you will swim downwards, use your action to dash as well. You're swimming downwards as much as you can. You can feel this water welling up and trying to push you back up to the surface. And then, as a bonus action, you can Misty Step a further 30 feet down. You're 60 feet deep into this tank. As you grow closer, you're only 30 feet away now. Those orbs glow brighter and brighter as your presence approaches them. You can feel the brine licking at your back where it is bleeding. It stings from the salt in the water, but it will not stop you. Next up is going to be Henrietta Hedrick, moving very slowly. She is going to turn to see what is happening and see that Serenep, you have tried to run past Bailey Blue. She can only make 1 attack, Mira?
Yes. Let me find the exact. Yes.
1 action or...
Either an action or a bonus action, and cannot make more than 1 melee
Wonderful.
or ranged attacks during its turn.
Wonderful. Well, she'll just be making a 1 tentacle swing against you, Serenep the Cinderman, and you hear a very slow, sludgy voice say, "Stay away from me." That's a dog shit roll.
Hell yeah, it is. Fuck
It's
you,
a 10.
Henrietta.
That is a 10 to hit
away
Serenep
from
as a
me.
large tentacle slams down 6 feet away from you, smashing bits of this staircase away. Her voice will continue and will say, "I need to be alone with my thoughts. Bailey, take care of them." Up next, Delnis Rathrin will take her action. She will run down this staircase into danger and will run up to... She will run and dash and run past Bailey Blue down towards the lake of water. She runs by you, Serenep the Cinderman, and will say, "Are you going to grab his body?
Yeah.
You need to grab it and get out of here, okay? Mira's already running. Where's Integrity?"
Integrity dived into the water already. I think she's looking for the orbs.
Okay. You need to get out of here as soon as possible. I can't help if everyone's around, okay? She's shaking visibly. shaking.
I'm glaring at Henrietta and I'm like,
Of course.
okay, fine.
I'm so sorry, Serenep. And she'll run 20 feet past you. She's now very close to Henrietta Hedrick, but she can't do much. Does Slow say anything about legendary actions? Mira?
It just says regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items, it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. So I don't know, but if by during
Okay.
its turn that excludes legendary
Perfect.
actions,
I do not
quite...
think that excludes legendary actions.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
Okay.
She's going to make a tentacle attack against Delnus Wraithrin, who has just run up beside her. That's also terrible. That's a 12 to hit. Another tentacle smashes down. It seems that the slowness that you've cast upon her, Mira, is succeeding. From behind you, Mira, as you've escaped this building, you hear just this smashing of tentacles, and you have no idea. Your imagination runs wild with what could be happening down there. Next up is going to be Bailey Blue. He's going to turn to you, Serenep, as you had just ran past him, and will, with two hands, raise them up towards the sky, and then very quickly bring them down and crouch and touch the ground as he casts the spell, Black Tentacles. Around you, in a kind of 20-foot area, Serenep, the ground turns perfectly black. You feel a coldness emerge from it, and you see these large tentacles of shadow emerge from the ground and try to bludgeon you. That will not affect you until you start your turn here. But that is right now, as Bailey ends his turn after casting Black Tentacles. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please, and thank you.
Non-natural 20.
A non-natural 20. The tentacles smash down around you. However, you dance around them easily. It seems Bailey is acting just as slow as his patron, and you can rush through this area. It is difficult terrain, so that'll be... You can move forwards, if you would like, 20 feet, okay? Which still puts you about... I think 20 more feet away from the tank's edge, if you would like to dash or use any other movement.
My focus right now is getting Winslow's body from the water, so
Absolutely.
I'm going to dash and dive into the water to get
You
him.
dash through, similar to what Integrity did, you dash through Henrietta's tentacles as she slowly just wiggles them in the air, trying to smash down at you, but being far too slow, and you can dive easily into the water. Winslow's body is floating maybe 5 feet below the surface. You'll be able to grab him easily on your next turn and begin to make it out. Next up, Mira Marchand. Is there anything you're doing outside, or are you just waiting for your friends?
Is there anything I can do out here? Is Henrietta, I am outside, but that's less than 120 feet, right?
It is.
I'm gonna use my last 5th level spell slot and cast Relithum Psychic Lance again.
Okay, you stand right on the precipice between the tower and the lair. You think about leaving, and you turn around and take the offensive one last time. You pull back the strings of your lyre, and a purple arrow of psychic energy conjures there, and you shoot it out at her. That's a what saving throw? Int. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is going to be a 30.
Fuck off.
Save.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry.
that's fine. Still gonna be 8d6 halved, so should I just roll 46?
No, roll the full damage.
Alright.
And just, I will have it on my end.
Okay.
The brain is bleeding badly at this point. It's lethargically moving, even amongst the slow. The ground glistens with all the blood that she's lost.
Okay. So 30, so halved to 15 psychic damage.
She takes 15 psychic damage as this lance lands easily into her fleshy brain. And with that, Mira, do you want to leave fully?
Yes.
Okay. You run out of here and slide down the rubble all the way to the bottom and stand there waiting for your friends to come back. Waiting for your friends to come back and your girlfriend to do whatever she is planning on doing. And the thrashing coming from the other side, your imagination fills in the worst possible details. Up next is going to be Integrity Idleberry. Would you like to swim all the way down to the bottom and collect your orbs?
I'm going to save my movement.
Okay.
By using Shape Water.
Oh, okay.
Which has a range of 30 feet. And I am going to change the flow of the water to try and bring the 3 orbs towards me.
So you're going to make a little current flowing in the water to just bring them
Yes.
up to you.
That's smart.
Wonderful. Okay. Does it specify
smart.
what speed that happens at? Or can I just hand wave it?
It just says you instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow
Wonderful.
of water.
Well, it sounds like it instantaneously works then, Integrity Idleberry. You reach out your hand and like clutch and pull it towards you, and this water, a plume of it just pulls your orbs up like eggs in a little nest towards you. And you can grasp all of them slowly, put them into pockets, and securely fasten them to you. The moment you reach out and touch your blue orb of progress, it is boiling, it is warm to the touch, inside it is bubbling and boiling. The moment you touch it, it calms down. The moment you touch it, a jolt goes down your spine and you feel joy coming from the progenitor beaming directly into your head. The bleeding on your back stops. You feel all of your senses grow much more focused and attuned very rapidly, immediately. Integrity Idleberry, you will no longer be suffering -3 to all rolls. Your body regrows and you re-age, and you are 19 years old once more and in possession of all 3 orbs. What would you like to do?
And I'm going to take my full movement and dash as well.
Wonderful.
To get
all
out,
the way back.
to try and get
You
out.
swim 30 feet towards the surface. You are still 30 feet away. Through the opaque water, you see the form of Winsler floating there dead, and Serenep, who has just dived into the water after him. Up next is Henrietta Hedrick. She sees you, Serenep Cinderman, diving into the water heroically, and is going to try to pluck you out with a tentacle.
Fuck.
It's only a 9 to hit you, though.
Missed.
So I believe that misses. It's taken a real turn after Winsler died, and Henrietta has become much weaker. So this tentacle splashes down in the water next to you. It sends water crashing over the entire room, but it does miss you. It brings Winsler floating right up towards you, and you'll be able to grab him easily on your next turn. Delness is going to ready an action in case people, in the event that all of you
Delness.
get 60 feet away from her on this turn, which I don't think you will be able to, she's going to cast a wonderful spell. And that's it for her, as she just like steals herself and readies, her hand glowing with a green necromantic energy. Up next is Bailey Blue. He's going to attack Delness Wraithorn. He shoots 2 Eldritch Blasts towards her, as everyone else has dived into the water and evaded him. Both of these will collide with her.
Is the roll any? I still have one more cutting words. Is the roll anywhere close?
Oh, you
to...
do. The closest one, Mira, Delness's AC is 14, and the closest roll is a 22.
Okay, noted. Carry on. I can use cutting words for damage rolls. I may do this.
Okay, wonderful. Anyways, both of the Eldritch Blasts collide. Everyone in the water, you do not hear this, but Mira, you see and hear Delness cry out in pain as she receives 18 force damage to her back, knocking her slightly to the ground, and then she gets up on one knee.
Like I said, I can use cutting words to reduce damage, so
Yes.
I'm going to cross off my last bardic inspiration. I like from where I am, I'm going to because I hear this cry of pain, I'm just going to shout out like, "Get away from my girlfriend! Delness, kick their asses, you've got this!" And that's going to be reduced by a d10.
Okay, let me know.
Oh, I'll roll it? Okay. That's going to be
As
reduced
your magic
by...
rings out.
Quite good.
10?
Reduced by 9.
Oh, wonderful. So that'll just be 9 damage instead. Perfect. The blast does slightly less damage as you magically yell out and alter Bailey's focus. Up next, Serenep Cinderman. Winsler's little body is right in front of you in the water. You can grab it.
Yep, I'm gonna pick him up, put over my shoulder
Yes.
like the fireman
Yes,
carry,
and
I'm going to turn around and just pull myself out of the water.
of course, you can do so. You are dripping with brine. You stink like hell. You have to get Delness, who was just hit with Eldritch Blasts. You see her kneeling, her hand still glowing with green energy, and she says, Serenep, if you get 60 feet away from me, I can do something to help us all out. Please, just get out of here as fast as you can. Please.
Okay. I'm going to I've only used like
You've
five...
used 5 feet of movement. Yeah, let's say that to pull yourself out.
I don't think I'm gonna. Well, wait a second.
25 and then
Because-
30.
Because
Yeah.
25 feet.
Yes.
Dash.
Yes.
For
That's
another 30. Can I still use a bonus action if I
If you take the
Dash?
dash action, yes.
dash?
Yes, you can.
Could I cast Misty Step at a 3rd level in that case?
Yes, you can absolutely do that if you would like, as long as you
Yay.
have the spell slot available. So you can run 25 feet, you run past Delnis, you duck to the left side of the staircase to avoid Bailey's tentacle spell, and then at the farthest range of your movement, when you have run as far as you can, in a single moment, Misty Step 30 feet more. As Winsler is not a creature any longer, he's a dead body, he's an object,
Damn.
you teleport with him in your arms. He is limp, he is truly dead, his eyes shut, no breaths come from his chest. Serenep, you teleport 30 feet out, probably landing right next to Mira Marchand at the crest of this rubble. And now you all just have to wait for Integrity to get her ass out.
Sterno's just like crying and shaking right now. Like, God damn it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mira, you see Winsler in her arms, incredibly, incredibly dead.
Yeah.
Mira, is there anything you wanted to do for your turn?
No, I think like just like flavor wise, it's definitely been
Yeah.
more than a minute. So I think it's this thing of
Absolutely.
like coming up to Winsler's body and like placing my hands on it and just like trying to evoke any kind of magic
Of
I
course.
can. And like these diamonds are like not disappearing, nothing's happening. And
Yes.
like Winsler,
Yes.
and I'm like shaking like the body in
Yes.
Serenep's arms and nothing is happening.
His
for my
hair
turn.
flops around, his glasses fall off his face and fall onto the ground. Nothing happens. You don't see any spectral cats around him. Nothing left. Integrity, Idleberry. You are 30 feet from the surface. What do you want to do, girl?
So I can use both my action and my bonus action to I can do my movement and my action to
Yes.
get like
Reach the
whole
surface.
30 feet.
Yes, absolutely.
And
you
how
swim as
far-
quickly as you can and reach the surface. Your head comes up above water and you finally let go of that massive breath you took before diving in. You see Henrietta moving very slowly through the air. Her tentacles almost like a jellyfish just drifting through on the current. You see Bailey standing on the stairs, shadowy tentacles emerging from it, and you see Delnis, who makes eye contact with you and she will say, "You need to get out of here as soon as possible."
And from the distance that I'm in, how far is the stairs?
The stairs? The stairs start 20 feet away from you and end 70 feet away from you.
Okay.
You
I'm-
see your friends standing like on the precipice outside.
Yeah. I'm just gonna cast Misty Step again at second
Okay.
level, just to get as far towards the door as I can. And I don't
Okay.
think that will be enough distance.
No, it will not. You can Misty Step. You disappear from the water with a puff of air and reappear 10 feet behind Delnis on the stairs near to Bailey. He's probably 15 feet away from you diagonally, okay? Henrietta Hedrick will once more try to hit Delnis Wraithern with a tentacle to stop her in her tracks. That's going to be a natural 20, unfortunately. And so this large tentacle, you all see it and hear it crash down on Delnis.
Can I see Delnis and Henrietta?
If you would still like to be standing on this precipice, absolutely, you can still see Delnis.
And I have not used my reaction because my turn just happened.
Correct.
I cast Silvery Barbs.
Okay,
Wow.
they'll re-roll, and it likely will not be a crit. It absolutely is not, but it still will
Okay.
hit her with a 17.
Better than 20.
So that.
And I'm
absolutely,
going
that will only be
to. I already gave Delnis inspiration with the silvery barbs. Or not
Yep.
inspiration. Yeah, inspiration. A creature can only be empowered by one use of the spell at a time. I'm just
Correct.
going to give it to integrity. Just
Okay, wonderful. Integrity. You have you have advantage on any d20 roll you want to use it on in the next 20 or in the next 1 minute. Delnis only takes 14 points of bludgeoning damage. However, Mira, she is picked up by Henrietta. Grasped in one of her tentacles. She kind of yells out in pain and that is it for Henrietta. Up next, Bailey Blue will look over to you, Integrity Idleberry, and he'll just say, "You really left me behind. I thought you said you were going to save me."
We both know that it would have gotten worse if I stayed there. I really want to save you. We're more alike than you think.
Integrity, you see the purple spark fade from his eyes for like a single moment as you make some sort of connection with him in this moment. And he'll say to you, "I think it's a little bit too far gone for me right now." And he'll hold out a hand and Eldritch Blast you. Or attempt to. Twice. Does a 14 hit you? And does a 13 hit you?
The 13 does not. The 14 definitely
Okay.
does.
Wonderful. Cold energy blasts you in the stomach. That's just going to be 5 force damage, though. And that is all for Bailey's turn. You are not in his tentacles. For brevity's sake, unless you want... Serenep, is there anything you want to do from your vantage point, or do you want to wait for Integrity to get out?
Because Henrietta has picked up Dallas, I would like to hit Henrietta again
Yeah.
in hopes that she will, like, let her go before it goes too high up in the air.
Of course. Okay.
So
what would you like to do then?
Oh, you already know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I don't have any more 5th levels, but I can do Lightning Bolt at 4th level.
More static electricity gathers around you. You feel this again. Your hair stands on end, and so does Serenep's. She points a hand out. Henrietta got a 13 on her save. She has no legendary resistances remaining.
9d6. Oh my god, excuse me?
Come on. Do a lot of damage, please. Please.
39.
You see Serenep land this lightning bolt, her hand shooting out, one hand gripping like Winsler's head, and the other hand just shooting lightning out of it. She takes that full damage. She seems quite nearly destroyed. She's bleeding. She has few tentacles left, those that she has not just jettisoned from her body to keep it safe. She seems altogether in a grim state. Mira Marchand, is there anything you would like to do? Or is there anything you can do?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you stand here waiting. Up next, Integrity Idleberry. Would you like to do anything to Bailey, or do you just want to run past him?
So the squid on Bailey's head, is his head now a squid, or it's attached?
No, it's like a living helmet that's gripped around his chin with tentacles and is just sitting on his head. It has no eyes. It's just a dark purple creature.
And how far is the precipice where my friends are?
The precipice from you, I believe, is 50-ish feet.
50 feet? No, that wouldn't work. If you can snap out of it, I think we can still help you. But I'm just gonna move away from him. Like, towards, like, the...
Okay. You run past him, saying this final words to him, and you can run with your dash, if you would like, all the way up to your friends. You stop and catch your breath for a moment and look down at Winsler. His eyes are shut. He looks calm and peaceful. A little bit of blood cakes his hair. He draws no breaths. Down below, Henrietta Hedrick is going to put Delnus Raithrin beneath the surface of this water. You see her in a tentacled grasp. You hear her let out a last, no! And as she gets pushed down below, presumably to be drowned, though you do not know. And she will be using, she will just use the tentacle and hit Delnus, or I guess not hit Delnus, but grip onto her ever tighter in an attempt to deal with her. That is going to be a 26 to hit, unless you wanted to, I don't know, silvery barbs if you had anything left.
I have some high-level spell slots left, but I'm going to save them for now because I just think that's...
I think that's
smart.
perfectly appropriate. 4 plus 6 plus...
I'm just holding on to this. Like, Winsler is like a dead in Serenep's arms next to me. I'm like, she said to trust me. She said to trust me. She said to trust me. Like, I'm like...
Okay. She takes 19 damage as she gets pushed beneath the surface as this tentacle crushes her ever tighter. And it is now Delnus' turn. Everyone is 60 feet away. Delnus is going to cast a wonderful spell called Circle of Death. A sphere of negative energy from her hand ripples out in a 60-foot sphere from herself. Everything is going to have to make a Constitution save throw. That includes Bailey, that includes Henrietta, and that includes, I believe, her.
And anything else of organic matter.
Yeah. So the great news, though, is that Bailey gets a 7 and Henrietta gets a 5.
I don't know if that's great for Bailey.
Truly absurd. Dallas Wraithrin does do well, though. Dallas Wraithrin gets a 19 on her save.
You have to save from
So,
your own spell?
I mean, she cast it and she's within the radius, so that's the thing.
It's like when you cast Fireball.
It is necrotic damage, though, so, maybe don't be so worried. That's going to be...
Why? Are you suggesting she's resistant to necrotic damage for some reason, Luke?
I would never do that. He let it slip.
Whatever that is.
She's going to be casting that at 7th level.
Holy shit.
7th?
Yes. So it's going to be
Bruh.
10d6.
Dude, she's older than us. She has more
Yeah,
life
I
experience. than
guess
us.
so.
5.
I mean, she definitely has more life experience than you now. So
She's got more death
That's
experience,
rude.
too.
That's rude, Sam. Serenep,
I'm
that's
sorry.
rude. Just
I
'cause
like
he's
that, though.
Sarah
dead.
didn't say that. That was
I like
Sam.
that, though.
This is
That's
me
funny.
trying to make a funny goof.
Okay. Mira Marchand, Serenep Cinderman, Integrity Idleberry, you all stand and watch as Delnos Wraithrin is dunked beneath the water, being crushed to death. But Mira, she said to trust her. Moments after she is dunked beneath the water, a pulse of horrible green energy goes out from it. It enraptures Henrietta Hedrick. It enraptures Bailey Blue, and the two of them take a combined 47 necrotic damage each. You see the form of Henrietta Hedrick collapse to the ground, devoid of life, and moments later, you hear a gasp from Bailey, and he falls forwards onto the ground as well.
I am going to run up to him. If it went on my turn, I'm going to bring him
We're
back
not
to
in
life.
initiative anymore.
All right. Okay. Fuck. I hate the fact that no. Fuck.
well.
I can't bring him back. I don't have any
No.
fucking spell slots.
Nope.
I can't do that.
Mira,
I can't.
you let go of Winsler and run down to Bailey. You see this little squid creature on his head. You grip him by the shoulders, and you just don't have the energy in you.
I don't.
You see him, his eyes roll back in his head. He'll, with his last gasp to you, Mira, say, I guess this means you won.
Bailey, no, hold on, Bailey. No,
And
I'm
he'll
gonna.
die in your arms.
Mhm.
Oh
If I had a
my
nickel,
God.
I'd have like $50.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be going down behind
Absolutely.
Mira.
You walk down cautiously behind her. Serenep, you see pulling herself from the lake, the brine below, coughing, Delnus looking horribly injured, and she will flop over onto the ground, breathing heavy, ragged breaths. Serenep,
I was gonna go over to her and help her up and stuff, and just kind of get everyone together.
of course, you help her to her feet. Integrity, that leaves you at the top of this staircase with Winsler at your feet. What do you do as we close out this arc, Integrity? The crows gather around on nearby rubble, and you just hear a chorus of them screaming at you, Integrity. Beep, 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 beep.
I'm going to sit there beside a dead Winsler,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to grab this like wet paper,
Yeah.
wet like multiple pages
Mm-hmm.
from like my pocket,
Yeah, the list of warlocks.
and I am going to start writing the name Bailey Blue.
Integrity Adelberry, as you write the name Bailey Blue, a portrait of your classmate begins to take form. A young, well-kept man sitting in a chair. Behind him, a giant luminous tank of yellow brine and the form of some brain looming off in the distance. Inky tentacles reaching up from the shadows at the bottom of this portrait to grab him around the arms, almost pulling him and holding him against the chair. Lots of information gets filled in. This patron, Henrietta Hedrick, it fills itself in. Cause of death, mind was linked to patron when she died. And you can finish writing his little entry as all the birds around you cry, BB, BB, BB. And that's where we'll leave this arc.
Fuck.
Hey, Ben, can you give us an outro?
Sure thing, buddy. Thank you all for listening to this traumatizing episode of Trials and Trebuchets.
God.
If you did, please leave a review and a rating on our Apple Podcast page or wherever you get your podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts of choice. Helps us out a lot. We don't really do a lot of advertising for the show, so the best way that it's spread around to everybody is through word of mouth. So that means you, dear listener. We also have social media pages. Trials and Trebs for Twitter and Instagram are at Trial and Trebs. You can see
We don't use Twitter. Twitter's dead.
Yeah, whatever. You can see a lot of cool stuff such
you,
as
Elon.
like teasers for upcoming
Elon
episodes,
sucked my
fan
ass.
art. If you happen to make fan art, please tag us. We love to see it. It makes our day. It's
It
really
does.
good. We appreciate
does.
everything that we see.
It lifts
We
our
also have a link to our
spirits.
Discord server in the description below. You can click that link and join up and chat with a lot of like-minded people who enjoy the show as well. It's just a great little community hub. We
Yeah.
also have a Patreon page for those of you who are feeling a little bit extra generous. We've got multiple different tiers that you can subscribe to, and that gives you a bunch of different bonuses such as DM notes, maps, blooper reels. You could even get possibly a student NPC to show up on the podcast
You
as well.
could.
It,
Maybe
it
they'll be
also
safe
just
now.
helps pay the rent, as they say, keeps the lights on for us, and we appreciate every amount that you give. We also have one last thing to announce, and that is merch.
You can go get at trevmerch.com Winsler's hat and Wiggles as a sticker if you want it.
If you
It's
want
the only
it.
sticker that we have now in honor of Winsler.
Trevmerch.com.
Trevmerch.com, everybody.
Merch.com.
Thanks, everyone. This was a long one.
Thank you
This
all
was
so
a
much for bearing with
long
us.
arc. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this arc. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode. I hope to see you next week, and I hope that there's better news in that one. Until then, goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Take
Bye.
care.
Hey everybody, welcome to the end of that episode. Bit of a downer, I'm very sorry, a bit of a slog as well. Thanks for listening to that one, and also welcome to the new month of December, the last month of the year in 2022, the hellish year. But we have thanks to say to patrons, not hellish beings they be. First is Joey. I hope that's acceptable. Thank you so much for being our patron. And the second, Aaron Thomas. Thank you so much, Aaron. Super appreciate it. Thank you, everyone who is a patron, past and present and future. It helps us pay the bills. It is a wonderful, wonderful way to support the show if you have the means to do so. I hope you liked that episode, and I hope you're doing okay. Until next time, goodbye, folks.